Okay, how's everyone doing? Welcome back to the House of Business Podcast 2.0. This is your host, Caleb Thompson. And as usual, we're coming live from New York City, out here in the Bronx. I hope everyone's having a great day. Hope everyone's day was blessed. Hope you guys are being prepared for quarter two. Q2 starts in April. The beginning of Q2 starts in April, but my company, Mason D Affairs, which is the House of Business, is a consultation company. We are giving out 5 free business plans. So if you are a business owner and you are looking to, structure your business or at least have a plan to look towards, man, we give you the financial projections for the first, third, and fifth year. According to the data that we collect, we also give you, your business description, your business model. We also go over your target market strategy. We go over your pricing strategy for your businesses or services. And we have a lot of other things that is implemented inside of that business plan that we can help you guys with. If you are a new business owner, if you really just don't know exactly what to do, if you don't know kind of where to go and how you're going to make your dreams come true, myself, we have a link put at the bottom of this message that you can get a 30-minute free consultation with me, and I will get online with you. I will kind of figure out exactly what your ideas are, what your dreams are, and we can find a way to turn that into a fully functioning business, from everything from creating the logo, creating the slogan, creating the business plan, creating your target market, your pricing strategy, creating your financial projections, even coming up with a branding package for your logo so you can get that trademark for your logo. Everything you need to build a business, starting off from just an idea. Myself will help you to create that business. It will be yours. It would be something that you can use as a way to create generational wealth for your entire family. We do have that link down for a free 30-minute business consultation. And you can just kind of let me know exactly what you want to do. To say you want to customize acoustic guitars. You can say, man, I'm a real good painter. Instead of just painting and, put my paintings online and get NFTs for my painting. Those NFTs. And that's one thing I want to tell you guys as well. This is part of what we're going to be talking about. So what we're going to be talking about here today is something that I really wanted to touch on for the last 2 weeks, but I just really haven't had a chance to touch on it because I was dealing with a lot of these things. So using your digital assets as equity. If you don't know what assets are, or if you don't really know what assets are, asset is just the value of something you own. An asset is something that you own that you can generate revenue from. So an asset is something that increases in value over time. That can be an asset, or just having something of value. That's an asset. So if it depreciates in value, the longer you have it, just say I buy a brand new car. It loses value the more that I have it, the more that I drive it. That's not really an asset. An asset is something that even the longer you have it, it will appreciate over time. It will gain value over time. The only time that a car will gain value over time if you have it for more than 30 years, and it's called a vintage type of car that someone wants. If you have a Ferrari, 1996 Ferrari, about now it'll probably be a vintage Ferrari. You keep it for 10 more years, keep it in shape, it'll be a vintage Ferrari. That's the only way that any vehicle does not depreciate over time. I mean, it will appreciate the older it gets, depending on what type of model and what type of car it is. But other than that, every car you get will probably depreciate over time. It'll probably lose its value. But an asset is something that gains value over time, or something that's of value. So just like gold, gold is something good that you can look into. Having gold is a good asset as well. So we're going to be talking about using Digital assets as equity, like we just talked about, asset is just having something valuable. Equity is the portion of that asset that is truly yours. So basically this is what I want to help you to understand about equity. Equity is this. So if I have equity in a house, just say I have a house. My house is basically the total sum of what the property costs minus the expense. So to get the equity of something, just say, okay, this car is $30,000. I owe $15,000 left on the car. That means the value of that car is $15,000. You know what I mean? That's the equity in the car that's left because you owe $30,000. It's a $30,000 car. You owe the debt on that car is $15,000 more. So really the value of that car with the debt included is still just a $15,000 car. So that is the equity within the car. That's the same thing. That's the same model that you use, or the same thing that you use with a property. So if I have a property that's $100,000, we took a mortgage out. The mortgage is $60,000. We paid down, let's say 10%, $6,000. So it would be what, $54,000. The equity left in that house would be $54,000. So that's the equity of the property, the portion of that asset that is truly yours, or what's left. So that's what equity is. Equity is the asset minus the debt, and that equals the equity. So the equity equals the value of the asset minus the debt, or what you owe on that asset. So, and that whatever's left is truly what's yours, and that is the equity of a property, of a car, of anything. But today we're going to be talking about digital assets and how you can use those digital assets as equity. So using those digital assets as equity. We're going to give you 3 talk points here, as we usually do. But first off, I want to go over a couple of things that are digital assets. You're asking me, what are digital assets? People are thinking like, how do you make digital assets? You're thinking Bitcoin. You're thinking some type of digital currency. But digital assets go far beyond just having digital currency like Bitcoin, Ethereum, using those platforms, having certain that Ethereum is basically just a platform that you can trade NFTs on. But an NFT is a digital asset. So if you have artwork, or you have something that is of value, and instead of having someone copyright it or steal it, you can turn it into an NFT. You'll take a picture of it. You will have the physical artwork. You will have the physical product, a physical sculpture, or any type of art that you have, and you will get a NFT. An NFT is basically like a certification for that particular piece of artwork, basically certifying that artwork over a certain platform. So the platform be an Ethereum platform, and that'll be a digital asset, and you can sell that artwork. And it will that NFT will transfer to someone else. So it will be kind of like a certificate of authentication. This is what an NFT is for a piece of artwork. And no one can duplicate that artwork because they do not have the NFT. You have the original version of that artwork, and everything else that is duplicated or redone, someone can make the exact same piece. But if they do not have the certificate of authentication, the certificate of authenticity, which is certificate of authenticity. That they need that NFT. That's what that NFT is. So that is a digital asset. Other digital assets is an e-commerce store. We own 41 companies. 17 of those companies are e-commerce. We have a fitness store. We have a toy store. We have a candy store. We have a tattoo. We sell tattoo supplies at the Inca State. That is another e-commerce store. We also sell appliances, Mason Modern luxury appliances. We sell appliances as well online. And we also have a e-bike store where we sell e-bikes online. Some of those things are in stores, and some of those things are drop shipped depending on the location. So we have 17 e-commerce stores. We actually have 40 other stores in different locations between here out east and in the Midwest, around the Texas and Oklahoma area. And why I'm saying this, because an e-commerce store is a digital asset that you can use as equity. Equity is there. People say I can leverage my asset, but the only way that you'll be able to leverage that asset if it has equity, and it's not an asset if it doesn't carry a certain amount of equity. You can still leverage it, but depending on the equity of what you own of that after the debt is taken off of it. So if you just clearly own everything on your own, I have to pay a platform to sell those e-commerce. I don't own the website. I still have to pay someone for that. So after all your debt, which is, paying your VAs, paying your employees, paying your operational costs, paying payroll. So after all that, is where your equity is. Your equity is that, I have a sandwich shop, but the sandwich shop, we make $120,000 a month, but the expense to run the sandwich shop and to pay everyone would be $80,000. So the equity left within that company is what is yours, and after tax. So with paying everyone, with the operational costs and after tax, whatever's left is yours. It was the profit of the store, and that's how much equity is left in the store. E-commerce store is a digital asset. Online directory, you can get paid by having an online directory. Someone can pay to be able to get certain information offline. A membership site like they have Patreon. People can get paid off that. Patreon.com. That is a membership site, and other sites as well. But any membership site that you have that people can pay to get a membership for exclusive content, that is a digital asset. NFTs, as we just discussed, from artwork and from Bitcoin, things like that, digital assets as well. Online course. If you have an online course, just say I just created an online course to teach you how to. I created an online course to teach you how to do the Macarena. If someone buys that course, then that is a digital asset. That is a asset that's online. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. You can make money any kind of way. People will pay you, and I hate to say it like this, but people will pay you to teach you how to pick their nose properly. It sounds stupid. It sounds stupid, but people will pay you for just about anything. It's just a lot of people are scared to put their ideas out there. You would be surprised how many people will watch someone online just feeding their cat. You know what I mean? So, man, just put yourself out there, man. If you have any products, you have any ideas, man, put it out there, man. Of course, people are going to reject it. The only reason why people reject your products, the only reason why people reject your ideas is just because it's not for them. You will find a tribe of people that will be willing to pay you for your value. So, don't get so upset where you're like, oh man, this is never going to work. No one likes this product. No one likes my videos. No one. There's going to just keep grinding. There's going to come a time where there's going to be a group of people that's going to love what you do. They're going to love you for you. They're going to love your products. They're going to help support your vision and the things that you do. It could be some of the weirdest things, man. I've seen people become millionaires just off making painting pencils. You know what I mean? Pencils that you're going to use. You're going to, someone just, took time to customize pencils, and they sell those pencils as pieces of artwork. They became a millionaire. You know what I mean? Someone makes crochets. What are they called? What are those masks called? The shiesty mask. Somebody crocheted the shiesty mask, and they're making different types of shiesty masks with the crochet, just crocheting. And they're almost a millionaire, making $250,000 a half a year or a year. You know what I mean? That's $500,000. You know what I mean? So there's so many things that you can do, but selling an online course, YouTube video catalog, you know what I mean? Making money off YouTube by making so many views. If you have an ebook, like I just talked about the online course. The online course can be something like entrepreneurship. You can get on school.com. School.com is a good platform for you to start an online course and build a community. But ebook, you can make an ebook. I have an ebook. I have 3 books online, but one of those books are an ebook. It's not a hard copy. It's called Evans: A True Story. If you ever want to look for that book, my pen name, I don't write in my real name, but my pen name is Michael Von Covetti. If you ever find any books online by Michael Von Covetti, it is me, Caleb Thompson. Just like J.K. Rowling is not the woman who wrote Harry Potter. That is not her real name, J.K. Rowling. It is a pen name, and my pen name is Michael Von Covetti. So all 3 books that we have online is in my pen name, Michael Von Covetti. You can check those books out. We have paid webinars. If you know how to do something and you want to get other people involved, just like using AI. I want to teach elderly people or senior citizens how to use AI who are not really privy or tech savvy. You can have a webinar, and you can and people can pay let's say $2 a person. You can have 500 spots, $2 a person. That's $1,000. For an hour and a half or 2 hours of your time. I can teach people how to do AI. We have 500 slots. Everyone just pays $2, and it's going to be 2 hours. So 500 people, $2 a piece just to get the information from you, and you got $1,000 right there for 2 hours every time. You're getting paid $500 an hour just because you know something. So digital real estate as well is a digital asset. People say, what is digital real estate? It's basically you can generate revenue just by advertising a real estate company. Say that there's a real estate company that doesn't really have a marketing director, and they want to expand their reach. And then what I would do is my company or my marketing company will come in. We will shoot them a proposal, or we will pitch them a proposal, and they will see if they want to go with our company. Once they accept the terms and conditions of working with us and vice versa, and agree to that proposal, we will move forward into figuring out exactly what they're looking for, what goals they're trying to achieve. You would really do that before you give them the proposal, so you can know how to tailor the proposal to their likes. And you can also do some research on your own. If I'm looking to pitch a proposal or offer a proposal to a school. So let's say there's a private school and I have a restaurant company and we do catering, and we don't only do catering, we do contracts for food service proposals as well. If I see this school that I want to send a food proposal to, what I would do is, before I send that food proposal, or before I come up with the numbers, or before I come up with anything, what I would do is I would research that school. I would find out the origin of that school. How did that school get started? How many students do they usually have? What are some things that some traditions of that school? And I would tailor the proposal to the foundation and to the traditions and to everything that has to do with that school. I say that this school is a Jewish school. It's in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. So I want to let you know that we offer kosher. We have kosher options, and these are some of the options that we have. This is a mock-up menu that we have. We have a mock-up menu that's kosher. If it's dealing with gluten-free French toast, if it's dealing with good things, if we have challah on a certain day, if we have certain things. So I will make sure that I research that school front to back. I will make sure that I know the count of students so that I can properly price it. Say it's 72 cents a student. Some go up to $2 a student. Some is $5 a student. And then we'll also put our terms in that proposal. Okay, anything that happens to this equipment in here outside of our work hours is not our responsibility. The school will have to pay for it. So you have to put certain terms in there. You have to put in a release of liability. You are not liable for certain things in that kitchen or outside of that kitchen. If it comes up, if something comes up. So you have to put all those terms and conditions inside of the proposal so that they can make a concrete decision. You don't want to hide anything or put anything in fine print. And that also helps for you to build the foundation on a strong relationship. They know that, man, we're dealing with these people that are a food service company. They're not hiding anything. They're coming straight across the board. And we can always work with someone that gives us transparency when it comes to doing business. So, but building digital assets as equity. Shifting from income to ownership. This is our first talk point. We're going to give you two more after this. But one thing I've learned or I realized is that earning money isn't the same as building equity. You can earn money all you want to, but that doesn't mean anything about building equity. Equity is something that can last for a long time. Let me put it like this. You can make money, but money is not the same thing as building equity. Equity has more to do with generational wealth. Making money has to do kind of like with the present time right now. If I made a lot of money, I could spend a lot of money. But if I made a lot of money and I bought an asset that held equity, if I bought real estate, if I bought other let's say vintage things or vintage products or something like that will only increase in value over time. So it's a difference between, you can make a lot of money, but you can still not create generational wealth. And generational wealth comes from having or purchasing assets that carry a high caliber of equity. That's the difference. But I focus on creating assets that I own, not just services I provide. So I focus on creating assets that makes me the owner of them. I don't just want to provide services that I could just, I can do things for people and they pay me the money. I want to create some type of assets that I own as well. So like I said, real estate is another one. You can do the NFTs, paintings, things you can sell. And there's a lot of other things that you can use to create assets along the way. I will give you a list of those things later. I want to give you all my sauce. I'll give it up. But this is some things that you can do. But it just pertains on the episode that we're going over. And that way, if you follow us along here on the House of Business podcast, we will give you a lot of tips and tricks and hacks on how to obtain assets and how to attain them at a low interest rate, or how to attain assets even in partnerships as well. So, but I understand the digital properties. This is some simple things. Digital properties, kind of like websites, content libraries, kind of like YouTube as well, and different types of brands can appreciate over time. So you have to pick things that you want to own. You have to pick things that will appreciate over time. I'm gonna tell you something. You know the difference between the rich and the poor is just being a producer and being a consumer. Some people are creators and some people are consumers. And I'm gonna put it like this: you can tell by someone wanting to take from you, or they having I have to take from you to have mentality, and someone having the mentality. Let me put it like this: if you are ever around someone that feels like, I looked in your cup to make sure that you had enough. You looked in my cup to see if I had more than you. We're not the same. So if you ever around somebody that look into your cup and they trying to see if you have more than them so they can be jealous or mad or something, and or if you are a person that looks in someone else's cup or look at what they have so that you can make sure that they have enough, that's the difference mentality between the rich and the poor. See, everybody that's rich, it's not. I'm gonna tell you something. If you are on a frequency to be able to create or have finances, you're not looking to tear someone else down. You're looking to move forward and to grow. You're not coming off the throne. Which I've had that happen to me a couple of times, but you're not coming off the throne to be able to try to stop someone else from moving forward. So, and some people don't get me wrong, because if you cannot be controlled, some people do go to extra lengths to stop you from getting inside that winner's circle, but you'll make it. But but that's the difference between two types of people. But let's shift from income to ownership. And one way that you shift from income to ownership is to focus on creating assets and not just providing services. Talk point number 2 is identifying and building valuable digital assets. So identifying and building valuable assets. Sorry about that, guys. I treat my website, my brand, and my email list and intellectual property as real assets. Everything that you do, like my website, that's an asset. You know why it's an asset? Because I always update the information on that website that leads to sales conversion. So sales conversion is basically the content that I have on my website would be so appealing, but that content is like a funnel. it's like a visual funnel. They see this, okay, they see this dish that's on the website. Oh, wow, that looks good. I'm gonna click this button here. This button here leads me to another place and getting close towards having that dish in my face or in my home or at my catering event. And that's what that does. So, but I treat my website as an asset. It is an asset. It's an asset to this company. It is an asset to the brand I'm building. It is an asset, and I treat my brand as well. If you do not know what a brand is basically what people think when they hear your company name. That is the branding of a company. A brand is the story behind the company or the visual that people have. If people say, if I said McDonald's right now, what was the first thing you think of? Either you're going to think of crispy fries, or you're going to think about it's nasty and it has the other type of meat in it. I can't say that because I don't want to get sued, but you can say either or. But the brand is the story that you tell yourself about a company based off of your experience that you've had from interacting with that company. So if I interacted with Red Ruby Tuesdays, I had a good experience. Someone else had an experience or interacted with them by making a purchase of their food, and they had a bad experience. So the storytelling behind the brand, for me, I had a good experience. I love them. But someone else's brand, they don't like that brand based off the experience that they had. So that's what the brand is. When people talk about branding a company, branding a clothing line, branding things like that. When people say, "What do you think about this company? What do you think about these clothes?" That storytelling or that ideology or that outlook that you have on that brand is basically what a brand is. What do you think? A brand is the story behind, or your outlook about a brand or a clothing line or a product based off your experience with that particular product. It doesn't mean that you're on the bandwagon. Don't just jump on the bandwagon and say, man, they're a horrible company because, they're a horrible company. You can only tell the story behind the brand or give your opinion about a brand if you have bought a Adidas shirt, if you have bought Adidas shoes, if you had went into an Adidas store and you had a bad experience, and then that is what helps you to identify the brand. Okay, so also, I prioritize ownership because equity builds long-term wealth, not just short-term cash flow. So I do prioritize ownership. I like to own things. I don't want to be around someone with a boat. I want you to teach me how to get my own boat. You know what I mean? And that's what you have to do. Making money is like being around money, but you don't own it. You know what I mean? I don't want a group of friends that rich, but no one is spilling the tax secrets. No one is telling me how to create an offshore account. No one is telling me how to create a trust. No one is telling me how to structure a business where I would get taxed less. But I'm around people with boats and Bugattis and Ferraris. So that's what that means. So you need to focus on owning what you have. Prioritize ownership because equity builds long-term wealth. You need to not just think about being around the rich or even just having money. Money is nothing if you don't have assets. Assets is what you can pass along. You can create a trust fund, put all those assets into the trust. Man, I really have a strategy, man. Go and look at, I have a episode on the House of Business Podcast 2.0. It's called Creating Generational Wealth. And we talk about everything from appointing family members to certain positions and treating your family as a company, and everyone in your family being a part of that company and holding a position in that family. Holding a position. Someone could be, the counsel for the family. Someone else could be the human capital officer. Human capital officer, if you don't know what human capital is, that is, instead of hating on your family members, if you see a family member that loves to dance, what you would do is, as a family and as a collective, you guys will put money in to make sure that they could they could monetize that dance career. That means that if you see a family member that loves ballet, loves to dance, that loves to play the guitar, you're going to say that we're not going to let this talent go to waste. We're not going to let you chase your dreams by yourself. So what we're going to do as a family, we're going to come together and we're going to put you on American Idol. We're going to put you in, we're going to pay the money to make sure that you can be seen by certain people. But this is what you have to do. Certain portion of the money that you make from us investing in you has to go back to the family trust. And when it goes back to the family trust basically gives out dividends to each member of the family, of each family, to make sure that everybody can live comfortably. So you can get an allowance from your own family trust, and you can also power that family trust through insurance. No one has control over the trust, no specific person. There will be a trustee, but the beneficiaries of that trust will be families, the next generation. So we'll get more into that later. And you can power that off life insurance too. To make sure that you always have money, you get each person in your family $1 million life insurance policy, which you'll pay so much for. $1 million life insurance policy. Over the years, the trust will get bigger and bigger. So even your kids, give them $1 million life insurance policy. If they pass, if your parents pass away, that $1 million, know the beneficiary of each person's will in the family. It won't be their kids. It won't be their cousin. It won't go to charity. It will go to the family trust. And that family trust to say, you know what I mean, someone generated $100,000. Someone generated $6.2 million. Every person's will in the family goes directly to the family trust, and then that family trust disperse allowance checks and livelihood checks to each family that is a part of that trust. And then once they die, their money goes into the trust and leaves it to their family. And once they die, so it can be powered by life insurance policies as well, but there will be people in the family that are put into certain positions to make sure that that money can continue to flow on. And there will also be an education officer to also in the family to teach children how to, once the family becomes once your family becomes a bloodline of high caliber, because you will be generating money using this strategy, you will be seen in the public eye. So you will no longer be hidden among the community. Once you start to make money in these purchases, and once your family by the third generation becomes visible and becomes noticeably rich without you saying anything, you will have to hire a person in the family that teaches you how to conduct yourself in public so it will not ruin the family name. That is not suppressing things. That is like an etiquette officer that you will have to hire just to keep down the publicity of your family and keep down conspiracies, because you can have someone in the family that works inside of the works with the governor or the mayor of that town based off you guys' wealth and your charity, the things that you do with charity. But you can have a little niece, you know what I mean, that sells drugs, and it can kind of ruin, if it's tied back to certain higher positions within the family, it can kind of bring a conspiracy. And other individuals within politics can use that to kill your campaign or kill your relationship with other high-end individuals. So you do need to hire someone to teach the family, the kids, and everyone how to conduct themselves in public, because it's bigger than them. So, and that's that way you can. But that's a whole nother thing. But number 2, identify and building valuable digital assets. Like I said, I focus on assets that I can scale, license, sell, and leverage in the future. It's not about right now, as we just discussed. It's talking about generational wealth. You need to focus on assets that will scale, which means that you could take from, it can be in a $5,000 asset to $20,000, $30,000. Picking, and this is another strategy that you can use as well. So you can get a house off using a tax lien. Just say, and you can make this a digital asset as well, like Airbnb. It can be, that platform can be used as a digital asset if it powers, having clients and things within a certain property. But it's just so much information that I want to give you. But Let's just go with point three: leveraging digital assets for long-term wealth. I use my digital assets as leverage to create partnerships, revenue streams, and opportunities. That's what I do. So I think about how each asset increases my business valuation and your investment portfolio and things as well. But I build with the mindset that one day I could sell or transfer these assets. Like we're just talking about, one day I could sell these assets. I can build a company and sell it for $100 million. Man, there are people that see what you have taken the time, got it out the mud, and built. I have over 40 companies. I could take these companies. These companies are all under one holding company. I could sell the entire holding company for over $750 million once each company scales. There's a guy that's in Africa just sold his company, which is one company, which was a tech company, from $900 million. So with the companies that I own, just say if we scaled each company up to, just say $1 million, we scaled each company up to $1 million a year, that's $40 million a year. That's just a start. But if we find and we turn all these companies public and we create what is it called? If we create a way to integrate those, not only integrate those companies will be integrated before they go public, but you can integrate each one of those companies with advertising, centralized procurement for certain companies, centralized hub and marketing hub for all those companies under the same holding company. But what else you can do is you can create a I cannot think of the word, but you can create an investment portfolio for certain of those companies that say, man, we have a sports store, we have a candy store, and we have a toy store, but we also have a tech store as well, consumer electronics tech store, which is Thompson Tech Electronics Company. So we have all those where we can bundle those four companies up and offer it as an investment portfolio. Say, man, if you come to TSG Global Resource Management Group, we have investments. We will bundle up certain companies. Out of the 40 companies, we'll take five different options out of 5 different companies, mixed from different business sectors. I also own a medical supply company as well. So we'll take the medical supply company, we'll take the fitness company, we'll take the toy store, and we'll take the candy store. And we will offer, if you invest $100,000 into this portfolio of these 4 business equities, we can guarantee you a 4.9% annual 4.9% return on investment. And then by them investing in that company, they are creating a portfolio or adding that to their investment portfolio, making sure, guaranteeing 4.9 to 6% annually on top of the $100,000. So you can do that as well as having a bundle of companies as well. That would be an extra service that you can offer. So you want to use your digital assets as leverage and create partnerships, and that's one way you can create partnerships. As I stated before, 17 of those companies are e-commerce stores. The other remainder of the 41 companies are in physical locations spread throughout the United States, and so that's something that you can use. But I think about how each asset increases my business valuation. Where does that put me in the marketplace? I'm not really a person that likes to be visible. I can sit at home all day, probably work on my computer, man, probably go to the library, just be a regular guy, but there's going to come a time and a point where I'm no longer going to be hidden. It would be impossible just because of certain things. Do not think for one second that people see me marketing online and there's certain people like, who is this guy? Where are these companies coming from, or how is this guy infiltrating the marketplace? Because you're going to have some competitors. You're going to have some competitors that have way more resources than you. You're going to have some competitors that have way more money than you, and they want to kind of figure out exactly who you are and dig into your background, run background checks. So there's only a certain point in time where you can be hidden for so long, and either you know it or you don't know it. It would be inevitable for people to try to figure out who you are, where you live. People have resources, you know what I mean? My computer's tapped, phones tapped. People want to see exactly who you are, study you, find out your weaknesses, and see if they can leverage that against you. So these are real things that happen in the business marketplace. But once again, if you're just now tuning in, this is the House of Business Podcast 2.0. We are talking about digital assets as equity. Turn those digital assets as equity. We went over what digital assets are. Some of those digital assets are e-commerce stores, online directory, digital real estate, just generating revenue through advertising different real estate companies, sponsorship deals, having an ebook, creating a paid webinar, NFTs for your artwork, online memberships, things like that. So we find ways to use those as equity and use those as create generational wealth. So this is the House of Business Podcast 2.0. This is your host, Caleb Thompson, coming live from New York City. This is the place where we give you the knowledge and the tools to execute your dreams and your visions. Now, I want you guys to know this too and understand this. If you are listening to this message right now, you are a business owner. Say that you aren't a business owner whatsoever. Say that I have an idea. I want to start I want to start an ice cream truck. I want ice cream. I want to start I'm going to start baking muffins. You know what I mean? But, what we're going to do is we're going to help you come up with a name for that company. If you reach out to us here at the House of Business, which is Mason D Affairs Incorporated, and it's in French because it started in France as a remote company. So that's why it's in French, but it really means the House of Business. Mason is really house in French. Affairs is business. So the House of Business Incorporated is the French name. It started in France. That's where we started the company at. But I lost my business partner, and I continue to carry the company on. But it is the House of Business, and the House of Business Podcast 2.0 was birthed from this company. But we are a business consultation company. We do offer business coaching, and we also are going to give away 5 free business plans. If you are already a business owner, you're looking like, man, we're working every day, we're grinding every day, but we don't have a strategic business plan on how to scale this company, or we don't know where we're going to be in the next 10 years. What we're going to do is we're going to operate alongside the CEO of the business of that company to help be an assistant visionary to help you guys understand where are you trying to take this business and where do you want to get this business to. We will start with the first year, third year, fifth year projection of where the company should be, short-term goals, long-term goals, see if there are any options for you to franchise the company so you won't have to stay there. Once you franchise your company, you can sell the original company. As long as you franchise the company. You can sell that original company to someone as a part of the franchise. That relieves you from working every day, and you can use that first store that you build as a franchise option, and you can create multiple stores. Go around and just building multiple stores and selling them as a franchise, but they will have to use your recipes and to make sure that the quality from your original vision is straight across the board. They will have to use all your original business operation systems. So nothing will be changed. You will still be in complete control of the entire company, but you will not have to run any of it. You can give someone else an option to have a business without putting the work in. So you can put the work in, create the business operational systems. You can put the work in and create the menus, create everything that you want to have in the company. What we'll do, we'll copy and paste that to another location, and you can sit back and just dictate the future of the company and allow people to get a piece of the pie. $40,000 will get you into getting a franchise of my restaurant company. $50,000, $70,000, depending on what type of company it is. So we will see if there's franchise options available for your services or products or for your company, and we will help you build a business from scratch. So the link at the bottom of this episode will be the link to Calendly. Calendly is where you will set an appointment to have a 30-minute free consultation with us, and we'll help you build that business from scratch for free. So 5 people, you'll get a business plan, and if you're looking to build a business from scratch, depending on your level of competence, will depend on how far we're willing to help you to make sure that you create generational wealth. If you're kind of competent, we can only help you a little bit, but we are looking for individuals who have ideas, but they don't know how to put those ideas into place, the new entrepreneurs. So, but even if you have been in business for 3 to 5 years, we're still willing to help as well. But if you are a new entrepreneur that has great ideas, you just don't know how to get funding, you just don't know how to make a logo, you don't know where to, how to start, you don't know the laws. In some companies, you can make cupcakes and you can make certain baked items out of your home, and you don't have to have an LLC. You don't have to have an LLC if you want to bake cookies or cakes and sell them out of your home. You don't have to have an LLC. You don't have to have certain types of legal paperwork where taxes can be taken out if you make under $70,000. Now, sometimes it's less than that, just depending on the state. It's a home-based law. It's a home-based food law that you can file as a sole proprietorship, or you can just hustle out of your house as long as you don't make over $70,000 or a certain amount. I believe that code is HB 1208, HB 12. So, and that's in Oklahoma. So, but that food code for that particular or HB 1208, yeah. So, or if correct me if I'm wrong, but there are certain laws that will allow you to make food out of your house legally with a logo, with stickers, with certain things to make sure that you can create clientele until you can get to the point of make over $70,000 or a certain amount of money where you have to make it a LLC where the government can't tax it, but you can have a good run. Good run from your house, make it $65,000 straight out of home baking cakes. You know what I mean? But you will have to put the money into getting the wrapping, the stickers with your logo on it to make sure it's as professional as possible. Then creating an online store so you won't have to sell them around the community. You can ship them to another state if you like to. So, but we want to help you do that. So make sure you guys check in with us, and we'll see you back here next Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here in New York City. Peace.